Hello everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today's chess puzzle is a tricky one.
Oh, I love a good challenge.
Let's see if you can crack this.
All right, lay it on me.
Okay, so white has their rook on f7, knight on f4, pawn on b3, bishop on d3, pawn on a2, queen on d2, bishop on h2, rook on c1, and finally, the king on h1.
Okay, keeping up so far, white seems pretty spread out. What about black?
Black has their queen on c8, rook on d8, knight on e8, rook on g8, and their king is sitting on h8.
Right.
They also have a pawn on a7, b7, g7, c6, and h6, and to round it out, bishops on b5 and c5.
Okay, I've got the picture in my head. That's a pretty interesting setup. Lots of potential moves there.
So where do we even begin with this one?
Well, the first thing that jumps out at me is white's knight on f4. It's in a really strong position.
Yeah, it's practically breathing down black's neck.
Exactly, and black's king looks a little vulnerable over there in h8. Plus, white's got that rook on f7 and the queen on d2, both well-placed to join the attack.
So it feels like Watt has a good chance to really put the pressure on here.
Absolutely. And if we're looking for the solution to this puzzle, I think that knight on f4 is the key.
You think so? What makes you say that?
Well, it has the potential to jump right into black's back rank.
Ah, I see what you mean. Causing all sorts of chaos back there.
Exactly. And that rook on f7 is adding even more pressure to that back rank.
So, is our first move knight f4 to g6?
You got it. That forces black's king to move to h7. Gotta get out of immediate danger.
Right, because otherwise it's curtains for the king.
No doubt about it.
But hold on, after black moves their king, white's knight can then jump to f8.
Now you're seeing it. That forks black's king and rook. They're in a real bind now.
Black is in a tough spot. Looks like they have to move their king back to h8.
No other choice.
But then white can swoop in with their queen, d2 to h6, threatening checkmate.
Oh, that's beautiful. Black's got to block that with their pawn, moving g7 to h6.
Which leaves the door wide open for white's final move. Rook f7 to h7, checkmate.
Wow, what a sequence.
So the solution is knight f4 to g6, king h8 to h7, knight g6 to f8, king h7 to hk, queen d2 to h6, pawn g7 to h6, and finally rook f7 to h7 for the checkmate.
That was a good one.
Thank you for listening.